So tell me your issues of practicing while I was gone. Here we are a week later.
Things are coming along nicely. There's two issues. One is when the lift and the send has made him a little head shy, as
Right.
you can see. And then I'm really struggling with the rhythmic pressure, getting him to stay on his back hind end.
Right.
Turn instead of walking ahead on me.
Okay.
I'm not throwing his head around because it's
Right.
a head issue.
Right. So
Otherwise, things will calm down.
okay. So I want you to grab this camera and video me for a second. I'm not going to touch your horse, but I'll hang on to it. So that being said, I've had a few social media people following, or I don't know if they're really followers, but they found me, and when they seen me banging on the shank like this, they were like mad. And so what I want to talk about today is just right where you're at right there with the deal about your horse when we're doing rhythmic pressure and your horse is not wanting to stay on its hind quarters and it walks ahead, which he's not doing, and that is absolutely great right there. Is that my big lesson in horsemanship? I've searched this out throughout the world, and the big lesson was phases for me. The Pavlovian theory, however you pronounce that stupid word. Ring the bell and feed the dog the steak, right? You ring the bell, feed the dog the steak. Pretty soon when you ring the bell, the saliva is coming down his mouth, right? Someday you ring the bell, the steak's still in the freezer, but the saliva is coming, right? And that's what the phases are about. It doesn't matter whether it's with this, like this. See, this would be harder, 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 and then they back up. So now I get hell for that from a few people on social media. It's like, what are you doing? That's not training. Well, it was kind of the conversation that you and me had. That's where we left last week about Phase 4. If you don't know where Phase 4 is and know how to go up your phases to get there, so this is not, that's not having a just attitude, right? But, right? It's not hurting my horse, right? Okay? So I'll probably never talk them people into following me really anyways. But the one thing I wanted to bring up, this is also called competitive horsemanship. So I'm dealing with people that I want to win a Canadian championship or win a world's championship. So this is like what I would have to say is like, let's get this done. Let's if we have to burn our hand on the stove once in a while, like Mom said, it's hot, don't touch it. But guess what? I had to touch it and find out, right? And then now it's over. I don't touch the stove anymore. And it's kind of just like this horse, like in the rhythmic pressure deal here about going around in the circle. If it walks forward, just like there, like how it's kind of dragging itself around a little bit. Now, I'm going to go to Phase 4 and move these shoulders around. Watch the shoulder step over. Now, I have to touch it. There. So you keep looking for that foot to step over that one. And I had to touch it and kind of punch it. Pretty soon, within a week, this horse is going to be crossing over and doing a spin. And somebody's going to, how do you teach your horse to spin? Sometimes you got to go to Phase 4 to get the message across, right? But be just about it. You know, go up your phases. I didn't just whack the shoulder, right? Okay, so that's kind of my message today. And see how he's dragging on there? If I had to, I would, there's a way I can go to Phase 4 to get him off of that halter right there. So then the next thing is like you're saying head shy, right? Always remember that As soon as you tell me about the head shy, friendly game.
No.
You always start with the friendly game first, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then quit. And friendly game. That fixes, and then see how he's walking backwards there? It's like I always pretend like I've kind of got a hula hoop around me, and I'll task him a little bit about don't fall backwards, don't go forwards. Let's do the other side a little bit. See how that brings them when you have a phase 4. Phase 4 lightens phase 1 up. If you don't ever go to phase 4, then you're not going to get phase 1 light, right? I think of Walker, a lot of times on his horse, he'll be trying to do the sideways game, and he'll be just pushing away like this. As soon as I give him some rhythmic pressure, like that, then all of a sudden, phase 1 gets light. Okay? Look how respectful that is. Okay? And then see how his little head, just rub. Just do lots of rub. Don't forget, rub lots. Try and rub the hair off, and that'll all go away. Okay?